does the US government actually have over 8,000 tons of gold in its reserves? That's what they claim, but here's the shocking part. No one has actually seen that gold in decades. So supposedly these bars are locked away in like some heavily guarded vaults, with Fort Knox in Kentucky holding roughly 4,500 tons, and that's nearly half of the nation's gold supply. Right now, the rest is stored at the US Mint and Federal Reserve Bank in New York. But here's the mystery. For decades, the official number has barely changed. Is the gold really still there, or is it secretly sold, swapped, or even replaced with counterfeit bars? And more importantly, in today's economy, is gold still the best way to protect your wealth, or has crypto become the new ultimate safe haven? Now, meanwhile, states like Texas are making bold moves by advancing their own strategic Bitcoin reserve amid this crazy market volatility. Now, with growing distrust in centralized institutions, this could be a sign that Bitcoin is emerging as the new guaranteed modern alternative to gold. Now, before we dive in, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell just so you never miss updates on the latest crypto and finance trends. So let's get into it today. Real quick, the question is the Fort Knox mystery. Is the gold really there? Now, the US has claims to about 8,000 plus tons of gold, but no one has seen it in decades. Now, some people believe that it's completely empty and they're holding fake, or they could be holding fake bars. In the 1960s, the US gold supply shrank really fast, and this was all fueled by rumors that reserves were secretly sold or moved. Fort Knox once did used to actually store foreign gold from Europe. So even if that's still there, it might not belong to the US. And in 2009, an unverified report claimed China received fake gold bars filled with tungsten. Could Fort Knox have counterfeits too? Even Congressman Ron Paul questioned whether the US still has gold, especially after the 2008 financial crisis. If the gold is really there, why isn't the government doing a full audit? Because the last audit was done 70 years ago. It was done over 70 years ago. And the last real inspection was in 1953. And even that was just a spot check. Only 5 to 7% of the bars were actually inspected. There was no full count or purity tested. And in 1974, after a book claimed that $20 billion in gold was missing, the US staged a media stunt, letting 100 reporters and congressmen see one vault for a few hours. Again, that's not a real audit. There's no real bars tested, and it just looks like a show. So we ask ourselves, does Fort Knox actually hold America's gold? Or are we just being scammed and it's all a giant myth? Now, then we look at what states are doing, right? We've got Texas's bold move, which is their strategic Bitcoin reserve. And while the US government remains silent on Fort Knox, we're going to see more states do this. So Texas is fully embracing its digital gold strategy, and it's the passage of the Senate Bill 21. They're calling it SB 21. Texas is basically laying the groundwork for a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And this bill creates a special fund outside the state treasury, giving Texas actually greater autonomy and flexibility in managing their own Bitcoin investment. Now, here's what makes this reserve super unique. One, it's only going to be the top tier assets. Crypto right now to me is a top tier asset. And in the reserve, crypto has to have an average market cap of at least 500 billion over the past 12 months for them to enter. Now, ensuring this establishes assets only like Bitcoin that can make the cut, right? Then their next step is active asset management. Now, the Texas comptroller will be authorized to acquire, sell, and manage their Bitcoin holdings, okay? They also have independent oversight. Now, the reserve will be audited by certified public accountants and guided by a committee of crypto investment experts. A little worried about that, but it's still something interesting to have. Then we've also got the private sector collaboration. Texas can contract third-party entities for administration, ensuring efficient and professional assets management. You guys, this move alone could signal a major shift in how states are thinking about financial security instead of just relying solely on gold or the US dollar. And Texas is betting big on Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation and all of this economic uncertainty. My final thoughts, and the real question we're all asking ourselves, where should we put our wealth, right? Gold has the history, but I believe crypto is the future. While both are great hedges against economic instability, crypto does offer freedom, portability, and most importantly, true decentralization, right? With Texas leading the way in Bitcoin adoption, are we going to see more states follow suit? That's very important. And then more importantly, what does this mean for the future of gold? What do you trust more, gold or crypto? I really want to know in the comments below. And If you are a swing trader, day trader, even a long-term investor, I really do recommend using the exchange BTCC. They actually let you trade against gold or with gold. I've taken a couple of trades on that, but there's a link below with a $10,000 giveaway. So use that to your advantage. And again, they're very, very secure. That's why I'm using them right now. I'm sick of all these exchanges giving me problems, so I'm just hoping it stays that way with them. All right. And it seems like it. They seem really good at it. And let me answer the question. Where do I recommend putting our wealth? Now, here's the thing. I am never going to tell any of our older generation to continue buying gold. And the only reason I say that is because it doesn't allow freedom or portability. It's not easy to manage. It's not decentralized. And we could be getting scammed all the time by people telling us there's gold. I'm a huge believer in crypto, and I'm a huge believer in dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. In my recent travels, I have met so many Bitcoin millionaires and some billionaires that have just literally put all their wealth into it, and they don't even think in dollars. They just think in Bitcoin. They literally say to me, oh, let's go do this. How much? I tell them the number. They calculate it in Bitcoin because they're not thinking of dollars. They're thinking in Bitcoin. And that is a power move. And I really recommend you start at least trying to learn how to do that, or at least dollar cost average into Bitcoin over time. And do not take all your wealth and risk it into one asset, especially as we just saw the volatility. I mean, you guys, it's been about a week and Bitcoin went anywhere from like 99. Now we're trading at 82. I think this morning was about 79. And I love it for the volatility movement as a day trader, but as a long-term investor, those bags are getting hit, and that's okay. It's just patience and waiting it out. And crypto will always advance and move, but being able to have dollar cost averaged into BTC itself over all these years, it's going to probably be your next best long-term move. Okay. I hope this video actually helped break down some stats, some things we needed to learn about what's happening with gold and the future. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and then hit that notification bell just so you never miss out updates on this crypto news and finance. And until next time, stay informed, stay prepared, and stay ahead. Peace out, everyone.